What's up everyone, welcome back to more Reddit stories about Karens, crazy people, and all that kind of stuff. Hope you're all doing awesome today, and as usual, we'll be checking out some more Reddit posts. So feel free to share your thoughts about today's stories down in the comments, and we're getting right into it. Neighbor demands I let her kid ruin my yard in the name of imagination. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood with your standard backyard. Some grass, a few old trees, a weathered shed. Nothing fancy, but I try to keep it tidy. I'm on polite but not close terms with most neighbors. We wave, sometimes chat about the weather, and that's about it. There's a family 2 doors down with a boy who's maybe 9 or 10. Lately, he's gone full pirate mode. I mean fully committed. Eye patch, cardboard sword, yelling "Ye be cursed" at squirrels. Honestly, pretty wholesome. At first. Then I started noticing small holes in my yard. Just little ones near the fence. I assumed it was raccoons. But then the holes got bigger. One morning I went out and found the ground behind my shed completely torn up, with clumps of grass tossed around and a map pinned to the tree with a stick. Eventually I caught him out there mid-dig. I asked him what he was doing, and he straight up said, "I'm hiding my treasure, no one must know. This is the perfect hiding spot." I told him calmly, "Hey, this is my yard. You can't dig here." He got a little huffy but ran off. I figured that was the end of it. Nope. Next day, there's a new hole. Bigger. A tin lunchbox half buried behind the shed. I dig it up and it's full of Pokemon cards, fake jewels, toy coins, and a few crumpled $5 bills. I bring it to his mom and explain what's going on. She immediately gets defensive. No apology. Just a heavy sigh and well, he's just using his imagination. I think it's sweet. I told her I didn't mind the creativity, just not in my yard. She rolled her eyes and said, "Can't you just let him have this? It's not like your grass is that nice anyway." That one actually stunned me. I said as politely as possible that I didn't want holes being dug on my property by someone else's kid. I handed over the box and left. That night, she sends a long text telling me I humiliated her son, crushed his imagination, and created an environment where children can't feel safe being children. She said he cried for over an hour and now thinks I'm the villain in his story. Her words. I didn't reply. I get it, he's a kid. I didn't yell, I didn't shame him, and I even gave the stuff back. But I'm not thrilled about my yard being turned into a sandbox and getting insulted for not being okay with it. You don't want to see the doctor right here? No problem. I was an ER charge nurse a few years back at a busy facility. In order to increase capacity during busier times, we frequently would bring patients to hallway gurneys to be seen by the doctor. It's not a great setup, literally just a gurney in the hallway in front of the nursing desk. But if the rooms are clogged with patients waiting on beds upstairs, etc., it's a commonly used workaround. So one night a few years back, we're busy, and non-emergent patients are waiting for hours in the lobby. I'm using hallway gurneys to increase throughput. I'm putting stable patients who don't need cardiac monitors into the hallway. So I bring the next patient from the lobby to a hall gurney. Let's call her Karen. Karen is complaining because she's been waiting hours. Since American healthcare is all about kissing ass and patient satisfaction, I can't tell her that she's been waiting because her medical complaint would be dumb to take to urgent care, let alone an emergency room. We get to the hallway spot and she pitches a fit. I've been waiting for hours, I deserve to be in a room, not the hallway, and other crap like that. She sees an open doorway to an empty room and demands that we go there. I say that a different patient will be going into that room, and explain that Karen doesn't need a cardiac monitor for her visit. Karen crosses her arms and says something like, "I don't care, that room is available, so you have to let me use it." I had a department to run and I was tired of her entitled bullcrap. Pointing at the hallway gurney, I said, "Are you refusing to see the doctor in this space?" Her eyes lit up, apparently thinking she had won, and Karen said, "Yes, I won't be seen right here." I said, "No problem." I waved at the security guard a few yards away and said, "Hey Tom, this lady would like to leave now." Karen looked shocked, then started saying she never said that. I reminded her that she clearly stated that she refused to be seen in this bed, and so she was going to have to continue to wait in the lobby until a room became available. She tried to backtrack and said something like, "Fine, I'll see the doctor here." I just shook my head and said, "It's too late for that. You have already refused." Tom will escort you back to the lobby and we'll call you back to a room as soon as we can. Security walked her to the lobby and she pretty quickly decided to just leave without being seen. Edit to add, I'm being vague on some points on purpose. #HIPAA. But her particular complaint was a bullcrap reason to come to the ER. She was not going to have to disrobe or change into a gown, so visual privacy was not a real concern. It was a more private environment than a crowded lobby, that's for sure. I would also like to say that I was doing her a favor by letting her be seen in the hallway. I had real emergencies that needed the monitored beds, and it would have been negligent of me to give her one of those beds while making a real emergency wait longer. I was putting non-emergent patients into hallway beds to do them a favor so that they could be seen and discharged sooner. My staff was already busy with their own patients, so these were my own patients that I was fitting in while running a 50-bed ER. The time my ex-girlfriend decided to take a sledgehammer to an unmarked Tahoe because I broke up with her. I dated this hot crazy chick for 2 months. I should have ended it after a week or two. I don't really have any regrets though. I broke up with her on a Tuesday. I have a good friend, let's call him Bob. Bob is a cop, more like a detective. Bob drives an unmarked Tahoe as his police vehicle. I also, at the time, owned a Tahoe. Anyway, I broke up with my ex on a Tuesday, and on Thursday we were getting ready for our poker game around 5 p.m. Bob and his partner stopped by my house to drop off his buy-in. He was going to get off work at 7 and it'd take him around 45 minutes to get to my place for the game, and he was in the neighborhood. He was also trying to get his partner to come join us. So there we are. Bob and his partner are in my house just hanging out, when we start hearing banging noises, and shortly followed by a car alarm going off. We step outside and there is my ex-girlfriend with a sledgehammer, going hard on this unmarked police car. And all 3 of us stood there in amazement. She sees us and says, "You broke my heart, now I'm going to smash up your car." I'm smirking. That's not my car. She gets another couple bashes and Bob goes, "Who is that?" to me. Bob hadn't met my ex, only heard of her. I go, "That's my ex-girlfriend that I broke up with on Tuesday." He goes, "Makes sense." I was actually kind of surprised at how reserved Bob was, but I guess it's not every day that a crazy ex-girlfriend mistakes an unmarked police car for her ex-boyfriend's car. They are both the same color after all. At this point, I'm grateful for 2 things. I have 2 police officers with me. My ex isn't smashing up my car, but the cop's car. At this point, Bob pulls out his pepper spray and flashes his badge and orders my ex to put down the sledgehammer. My ex tells him to go F himself as she takes another swing at his unmarked police car. Bob gets closer and introduces himself as a detective, flashing his badge. He was plainclothes, and demands she put down the sledgehammer. He does this once more. I'm sitting there thinking she's about to get pepper sprayed on top of being arrested for vandalizing an unmarked patrol car which she thinks is mine. She is brilliant. She stops, looks at Bob and goes, "Is that f***ing pepper spray?" To which Bob goes, "Yes, I'm a cop. Put down the sledgehammer." She had this really defeated look on her face. My excitement is going down. She drops the sledgehammer. Bob does his thing and places her in handcuffs as she's crying, trying to justify why it's okay for her to destroy my car. The thing is, it's not my car and she still doesn't realize it. At this point, Bob informs her she didn't actually damage my car. She damaged an unmarked police car. Oh boy, did she get angry, because you see she's still going to jail, but she didn't actually do the thing she wanted to do, which was damage my car. She goes, "You're shitting me." Now I could tell Bob's partner was having a laugh at this whole situation. So was I. So his partner reaches into the Tahoe and turns on the emergency lights, and the whole thing lit up like a police car, because it was a cop car. By this point, Bob had called in a regular police car because his car wasn't equipped to transport suspects. No cage, as he put it. My ex is sobbing. She then looks at me and says, "Please don't press charges." To which Bob informs her that it's not my decision to press charges or not, since it wasn't my vehicle that was damaged, and that the city would most definitely be pressing charges for damaging government property. She cries more. His partner comes over and talks to me and goes, "Why did you break up with her?" "'Cause she's crazy." "Why is she crazy? What did she do?" "For one, she took a sledgehammer to an unmarked patrol car." Partner laughs. "I understand." A normal unit arrives. Bob briefs the cop on what's going on. Cop looks at Bob's patrol car and goes, "She did a number, huh?" Chuckles and places her in the back of his car. And that was the last time I ever saw Tiffany. Bob and his partner showed up to poker later that night and we had a good laugh. Apparently she had been hit with quite a few charges. I am entitled to join your photo op at Comic-Con. I went to a Comic-Con in 2019. I wore my Wonder Woman cosplay and couldn't wait to meet Linda Carter, who is the actress of Wonder Woman. I meet a few other women who are also in Wonder Woman costumes and we all got along, until they warned me that there's one among the congoers who also cosplays as Wonder Woman that rumors were spinning around that she's trying to be in everyone's photos of them with Linda if they're dressed as Wonder Woman. The woman eventually made her presence known as she approached me and the other 3 Wonder Women. She asked if we bought the photo op with Linda and we said that's our business, not hers. Come the photo ops, the woman, who we could overhear, tells the line coordinator she's doing the photo op with her fellow Wonder Women and tries pointing us out, saying, "There's my girls," yelling in our direction. What happened? We were supposed to line up together. The line coordinator's coworker walked over and asked if she was with us and we said, "No, she isn't with us. We have our own individual photos with Linda." When the woman was told that, we could hear her screaming we were lying, and staff had to call security to help. The woman broke through security and line coordinators and tried standing her ground to stand with us, and we asked her to leave and she said she was entitled to be in our photo ops, which we said she isn't and asked her to leave us alone, which caused her to scream. She ultimately got removed from the line and got told to either purchase her own photo op or do something else at the con while Linda's photo ops happened. After me and the other 3 got our photos, the woman eventually found us and screamed at us for not including her, and we told her we aren't friends with her and to stop making it look like we were friends with her. We would learn from another woman in costume with us that the woman does what she does to get into other Wonder Woman cosplayers' photo ops because she doesn't want to pay the fee of the photo ops. Since that Comic-Con, I haven't seen the person, but I do see the women I befriended. We keep in contact. Anyway, friends, that's going to be all for today. Thank you for watching. As always, I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already for more Reddit content like this, and drop a comment down below. So take care, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you next time.